What's up? Welcome to the Stat Guy Show, episode number 70. Tonight is a special one. As you can see, I'm joined by members of a drag sled series that travels with No Prep Kings called No Prep Outlaws, which has their season debut this weekend in Odessa, Missouri. How's everybody doing? And I appreciate y'all coming on.
Good.
Before we get into all the questions, there's a bunch of people in here. Before we get into all the questions, try to keep it as less talking over each other as we can. What I want to do is start off with intros to everybody. So I'll start with you, Mitchell. Just tell me about yourself, about the race team, about your sleds. Just do like a little intro for yourself, for everybody.
So I'm Mitchell Moeller. I drive the Bandit sled, which our race team is that's where it started around. So when you see the black and gold Trans Am looking sled, that'll be me. I've been racing for about 6 years. We got a 4-stroke turbo, 60 millimeter turbo on it, making north of 600 horsepower, and excited to be around No Preps again. And this is my wife, Courtney.
Hi there.
Hi, Courtney. Tell me about yourself.
I am Courtney. I race a 2018 Yamaha Sidewinder called the Eliminator. It's bright pink and turquoise. Most people will recognize it right off the bat. I've been racing for 10 plus years, not just asphalt racing. Asphalt racing is the newest to me for only the past couple of years, but by far my favorite type of racing now.
Did you and Mitchell meet through drag racing?
We did. We met at a snowmobile race in Wisconsin.
Nice. Hell yeah. So, and Ron, your last name is Miller, so I'm sure there's some relation between Courtney and Mitchell. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Ron Miller, and I'm Mitchell's father, and I race a 2018 Sidewinder, motor built by Mitchell, and still a factory-looking sled, factory chassis, still got the factory hood and stuff on it, and been racing for about 6 years. Started out on grass.
Nice. I would say I live in Wisconsin, and besides NHRA drag sleds, I never really seen much drag sleds except for obviously on the ice and in grass. We're in my part of Wisconsin, grass drags are big around here, so there's constant grass drags going on during the summertime. So that's cool that's where you started at, Ron. Yeah. Louis, in the bottom left there. Tell me about yourself, Louis.
Louis Werble. I've been racing since 1990. I've been racing longer than Mitchell and Courtney been alive. And you know the craziest thing about this? I married them too.
Oh, wow. Hey, there we go. It's quite the family we got.
So, raced grass, ice, snow, and asphalt. Started asphalt in 97. So, done a little bit of racing. My son is going to be with us at Odessa. Wishing my grandson would be there too, but that's not working out this race. But racing is in the family, 3 generations. Travis can do that as well. Anyway, glad to be aboard.
Nice. Thanks for coming on, Louis. Speaking of Travis, what's up, man? Tell us about yourself.
What are you doing? Travis Nyson, the driver of the 2024 Proline Performance 2-stroke 4-cylinder snowmobile. Started racing back in the late 90s on snowcross, then took a few years off and started probably 7-8 years ago now back on the asphalt. So I am the one that started the DOA drag sleds. So that's our group. Myself, my daughter, my wife, and Jason drive on that team.
Cool. And Jason, like you just mentioned, what's up, man?
How's it going? I'm on the DOA team. I run a 1000 triple 2-stroke that was actually built by Louis, that he used to campaign on some NHRA Pro Mod stuff. Probably the oldest sled, but we're trying to resurrect her and bring her back.
Oh yeah.
And I've been racing for probably 5 years.
Okay.
And I just grew up on snowmobiles and hit the asphalt 5 years ago.
Nice. Now, yeah, it sounds
That's what
like
it is.
everybody grew up. I mean, including me on snowmobiles. And for the fans that are watching, all these people are in the Midwest, Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin. So the drag sleds, the snowmobile talk might be different for some of you watching. But we're gonna try to talk about it tonight and promote drag sleds, especially on no prep racing surfaces. So for those who don't know, I have a video here of a race. Let's see if I can get to it once. Just to give you an idea of what these guys do. Now, Ron, I used to watch this stuff on NHRA, the pro mods, and seeing it in person last year when I was in Brainerd. You guys go a lot faster than what I had imagined. On the no prep, like how fast are y'all doing at the 8th mile? Where are you guys at when you get to the 8th mile?
We're running 135 to 140.
Does it, how much does that change compared to a prep surface?
On the prep surface, I would say you probably just leave the line a little bit harder, but speeds wise, I think you're getting close to the same speeds.
Okay. Now when you do no prep, like the obviously the door cars have to do power management, and like you said, you can leave harder on a prep surface. Is that something you guys got a challenge with too? Racing no prep is basically power management.
That's a big part of it. Yep. All comes down to who can hook up the best.
That's right. Explain to me about your launch, because I've seen it and it seems like it's just explain to me how the whole process of it, Ron. Explain how do you stage your snowmobile? How do you launch it? What all entails in that?
Well, I'm running a 4-stroke motor, so basically I push myself up to the first light. When I light the first bulb, I got an anti-lag button, so I push the button and hold the throttle wide open, and it begins building boost and put the RPMs at where we set it on the sled, and push myself into the second bulb. And then when the light turns, basically just let go of the button, and pretty much like running a trans brake.
Yeah. So you push yourself and then to the second bulb, and that's when you put your feet on the sled and you're ready to go.
Correct.
Nice. Yeah. It was interesting. I know that's it was one of the differences when I've watched you guys leave the line, was your whole setup and how you do it. I do have a picture here. I want to talk about the sleds, the actual sleds themselves now a little bit. See if I can get to a picture here. This is Courtney's, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So Louis, let's talk about the sleds themselves. Now these are not snowmobiles you can go buy at your local motorsports shop. They have power adders, you got turbos, whatever else. Explain to everybody in a little more detail of what you have for a motor here, what you use for power adders, and all that entails in these sleds.
That's tough for me to do. That's not my ride. That's Courtney's ride.
Explain yours. Explain yours,
Oh,
Louis,
boy.
or just in general.
Oh boy. So it's 4-stroke guys. We're all running 998s. All right. Ron's stock chassis, 998 triple, sidewinder baseline. Courtney's is the same. Mine's the same. Courtney's and Ron's are stock chassis with a lot of modifications. Courtney's more modified than Ron's as far as chassis modifications. Mitchell's and mine are both Proline chassis. Both have 998 Yamaha base motors. Mine's the same Sidewinder triple as Courtney and Ron's. Mitchell's, I don't know if it's an RX1 or an Apex, but it's the 4-cylinder 998 base motor. I don't know if it's still a 998 for sure or not. And then sled that Jason drives is a 2-stroke, 3-cylinder. It's actually 1019 cc 2-stroke triple. Travis's, that's a monster. So that's 4 cylinders of 2-stroke monster. That's hard to control.
I can imagine.
And then Jamie's in between those two. Jamie's is a triple, but it's still a 2-stroke, 1500 cc's. She's a tough one. She is my kryptonite. Every time I go up against Jamie, she walks away with the win.
Well, you're going up with her
You're
right
one,
off the trailer in Missouri.
You think so?
I heard she called you out.
Yeah.
She hasn't called me nothing.
She's
So
working,
most
so we're
Edwin-
speaking on her behalf.
You're speaking on her behalf?
Yeah, she's working tonight, so.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, it's the
another
official
one-
call out, Louis.
All right. First round Saturday.
There you go.
Friday.
All right. So Jamie's not on
Friday.
this podcast, and neither's my son Edwin. He'll be driving Iceman. He's been known as Iceman since 2008. Anyway, another person that is killer on the tree and usually doesn't fumble, but last year at Oklahoma. I don't know. It was one of the DOA sleds, and it might have been
scared
Jamie.
with that. Scared because he was
But-
alongside me, and you didn't want to see all that excellence get pissed down the track against him.
Oh boy! So it was you that he was up against when he timed out?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Usually that don't happen, but anyway, that's the nuts and bolts of the different platforms.
So
And
are most
somewhat
of your sleds
detailed.
do most of your sleds have stock chassis? I know there's the term of pro mod. What does that mean for a sled? What does that like it does for door cars where it's like your wheelbase is spread out farther, or what does the pro mod term mean for a sled?
Well, I think we should back up a little bit. I don't know if we can really call these sleds pro mods anymore.
Back when they raced
Ah.
NHRA, they were considered that. Now we're in a different platform where there's some of them are billet chassis and some of them
Less
are
rules.
Yeah, we don't really have any rules right now, right? Safety
So
rules.
They're
leathers, and
basically
stuff like that.
true outlaws.
We're basically outlaw sleds.
I gotcha. So the chassis, the length of the chassis does not matter, or no?
No.
Not at all. Okay. And obviously y'all run, special tracks. Where do you get these tracks from? Who makes these tracks?
Camoplast.
Okay.
So the same as any snowmobile track, they're just Camoplast is the main manufacturer, and they're available for purchase in 3 different lengths. All of us are on the same length, 136 by 10.5 inch wide.
Oh wow. Okay. How long does the track last you? Would you say?
Hopefully a season.
It depends on the sled and how much racing you do, but like some of the slow sleds that just bracket race, not nearly as competitively, they'll run them 5 years. For most of us, we'll get a year or maybe 2 out of them, but they last pretty good, a lot longer than tires.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. I'm asking all these questions because I have no as much as I know about No Prep Kings and cars, I don't know shit about sleds when it comes to you guys drag racing them. So if I'm seem really stupid about these questions, that's okay because I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
You're good.
So, me living in Wisconsin, obviously I've owned sleds and I've seen grass drags and watercross. Travis, this question's for you. How did you decide that going to asphalt and racing prepped or no prepped races was what you want to do with sleds?
Well, I started back in asphalt when I got old and crippled and couldn't do snowcross anymore. So
Okay.
that's how I got into that. We started bracket racing in Brainerd, Minnesota, and I really got bored with it, so I just kept pushing the envelope farther and farther and faster and bigger, and fortunate enough to be very good friends with the owner at the track there, and we got in contact with Street Outlaws, and last year we started with them and did a handful of shows, and this year we're on seven shows this year with them. So
Yeah, speaking of that, I do have a picture of the schedule for this year for everybody's interested. So these are the races you guys will be at, starting with Odessa next week. It looks like pretty much a Midwest schedule, minus you're going to Texas in July. I don't know why you guys are doing that. It's going to be hot as fuck. And then and Martin, Michigan. Actually, no, it's not on here, but at the very bottom, you're actually going to end in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So how many races did y'all do last year? Because this looks like 7 races this year.
We did 5.
5. Okay. And how many, on average, how many people did all you guys, how many people raced last year at each race?
all of us.
We all ran.
How many is that? How many people are in the series?
8 of us.
8.
So we're
Okay.
missing 2.
And that's, you haven't added any new ones since last year? It's just still you guys 8? Still you guys? Still
Just
you 8
us.
guys?
Yeah, it'll
Just,
always be the 8 of us.
Oh, that's it. Okay. You won't add
Yep.
any new? When
No,
did you...
just us.
Okay. When did you start this little crew you have here? You guys are, Mitchell had mentioned earlier, you guys might be calling yourself No Prep Outlaws. Is that something you guys are going to be having on t-shirts maybe this year?
No, that's what we threw on
So
there,
we did.
but we don't really have a name. That's just what we threw on there as a generic. It made sense to us because it's kind of our class now, and most of what we do, we don't really have time to race anywhere else. We're going to do a national yet, but we just kind of came up with that because it was fitting.
Gotcha. And then by the national, you're going to do the national at Brainerd? Is that what you're...
Correct.
Okay. Courtney, I got a question for you. How long have you guys been doing the no prep thing? Is this just from No Prep Kings last year, or have you always done prep tracks like in Brainerd, or I mean, how did you get into the no prep world? Was it just because of No Prep Kings?
Last year was our first year with Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings. Travis was the one that really got all of this started. He knew the right connections at Brainerd, Minnesota, and they were the ones that got him in contact with the producers of Street Outlaws. And last year they decided to give us a chance, thought we were cool, and wanted to see how it would go over with the fans. And so far it must have went over pretty good because we're back again and we have more races this year.
Hell yeah. I know myself, obviously, and other people I've talked to, but my dad comes along with me sometimes, and my uncles and cousins. We obviously grew around sled. So, but it's not something that we ever really watched. I never really watched NHRA or anything like that as far as the sleds go. Didn't even really know about it until I saw you guys live, and I was like, man, this is cool as hell. I didn't know, I didn't know anything about this. So, I know the fans watching, if you go to one of these races this year that these guys are at, you guys will love it. It's pretty cool. They fly down that track. You guys are crazy for that. You guys go fast on a no prep. You guys are probably running, if you're going 130, you're probably running sub 5 then, I would guess, at the 8th mile, huh?
Yeah, right around that number.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Now we brought up, I mentioned Pro Mod class before because that's what I knew of it as in an NHRA. But you guys you're pretty much in like an outlaw class. Does that mean you have no rules or very limited rules?
Yeah.
Yep.
We have nothing right now, other than our safety, like our helmets, our leathers, our gloves, our shoes. Otherwise, we're pretty much letting it go wide open. The racetrack is going to be the equalizer. We can all overpower the racetrack. It's just going to be who can manipulate it the best. So
Last year we were running with stock turbos. This year Mitchell is running a 65 millimeter turbo on his, and then we're very fortunate enough this year we got in contact with Apex Turbo at PRI, and we are now running their 55 millimeter turbo on my sled. So we're very excited to see what that will do for them and get them some more data.
Yeah, that's really cool. And speaking of data, how often do you guys test? I mean, and where do you guys test? Just at a local track?
we tested at Brainerd a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Other than that,
What about you,
Most of
Jason?
them-
Where do you test at?
Brainerd's our home track, but that's usually
Oh, you're in
prep.
Minnesota, too.
But we can usually determine how it's going to go. Don't throw as much power at it for no prep, and we kind of found our balance. But just to get passes in, we've been running at Brainerd. We still run a bracket series there. We have some other point sleds, some stock chassis stuff that we run in a bracket series, and then we bring the big sleds out for testing and tuning.
Okay.
Louis and us, we have dynos. Louis has a dyno in his shop, and we
Oh.
just put one in this year to do tuning and stuff right in our shops also.
Nice. You guys got this shit pretty serious. That's awesome to hear, man. That's cool.
As far as our no prep experience, it was a pretty easy transition for us because our track we always would go to locally was Great Lakes Dragway. And when we started racing, historically, even their prep days were a good no prep test day.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's how I learned, was trying to get a sled to go down no prep. And historically speaking, snowmobiles are they're like a radial car in the aspect of they don't like no prep. They like to have a really sticky glue surface. So it's a lot trickier than you might think to get it down no prep. But I always struggled to run prep versus everybody else that found that typically easier. But
I'll take no prep any day over prepped now.
Hey, old man, how you doing?
Yeah. Somebody sabotaged me and removed my.
I told you to plug your phone in.
It is plugged in.
He had to poop.
And he fell again.
I saw you struggling back and forth to get in. That was funny. But you're in.
I'm in. So Mitchell, Courtney, Ron, myself, and Edwin weren't fortunate to get down the racetrack this year yet. So that's going to happen at Odessa.
I didn't get the red one out yet.
Yep, and Travis didn't make it down the racetrack with his either. So Jamie,
I have passes. I have passes and data. So
Yeah, quit rubbing it in.
Which it's a good thing that Travis hasn't practiced yet, because he already called me out weeks ago and said that we were going to race right off the trailer. So
Nice. Will y'all
Can't be
get?
scared.
Do you guys have any idea what your schedule will look like as far as how many test passes you're going to get, when it actually counts, anything like that?
We're going to get 2 passes Friday night, and then we're going to go race on Saturday.
Real racing on Saturday. Okay, nice.
Yep.
That's cool. That kind of fits right along with the big tires and no prep kings. I'm gonna ask. Travis. So as probably all you guys know, if you've watched No Prep Kings, and every season in the past, it's been on TV, and they have only shown the big tire races. They've never shown any of the 7.0 class, small tire, outlaw, big tire, any of that stuff. But now this year with no TV, it's being live streamed, you guys are actually going to be on the live stream. How excited are you guys about that to be shown to? I mean, last weekend they had about 10,000 people watching live on the live feed. Plus, it's at over 200,000 views so far. So, as far as your series and what you guys do, this will be great for you guys. Travis, what do you think about that?
Yeah. I couldn't be more excited about it, really. Been working many years for this, and we put in the time last year and effort, and it was nothing but great responses everywhere we went. So now we're super excited for that and to put it out there for everybody to see. So we can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for you guys, especially you guys' social media pages. Who has social media? Who has Facebook? I know, is it Bandit Racing? That's one of the.
Yep.
It's you guys. That's you guys, and then DOA Drake Sleds, I believe, is the other one.
Yep.
That's us.
Mhm.
Who is who? What? Who? I don't know who's on what team here. Is there any other teams or Facebook that you guys have that you can promote?
Louis, you got Instagram, right?
Yeah, we're on Instagram, but not on Facebook at this time.
Okay, what's your handle for Instagram?
Louis Werble Racing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is going to be good for you guys as far as your social media goes, everything. I'm excited for you guys. When I talked to Mitchell, I was like, I want to do this. I know I think it was my dad. I saw you guys running Brainerd last year. My dad talked to one of you guys and was like, hey, my son should have you on his show and promote you guys. And I was like, yeah, I could do that, Dad. Like I didn't meet these guys yet, but we could do that. So, but I watched you guys race. This was before I even watched you guys race. And I watched you guys race. I was like, this is pretty badass. So the fact you guys are coming back this season, and it's going to be bigger and better for you guys is awesome. I'm excited for you guys. If anybody's watching, whoever's watching right now, if you got any questions for these guys, put it in the chat box. I know you said you're going to race the Brainerd Nationals. Is there any other events that you guys will do this year?
So we'll start. I believe Travis is going to August 10th. There's a snowmobile specific bracket race down in Byron, Illinois, that a friend of ours is putting on, and that'll be a pretty big bracket race. So we're going to go there and make some passes and show our support for the asphalt snowmobile racing community down there. For us, it's just going to be that race, the NPK series we're running, and the NHRA National of Brainerd. Just that's a whole lot for our summer, along with our jobs. So for Bandit Racing, that's our schedule. The other guys can elaborate on theirs.
We also do a point series. We do a point series at Brainerd at our home track with a bunch of bracket racing. So we have actually like 15 or 16 weekends of racing this summer.
Nice.
Yeah, plus the national and the bracket.
Okay. Who else is in Minnesota here besides you, Jason?
Travis. The whole DOA team's from Minnesota, so.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm still trying to piece it all together. I'm terrible with.
It's Travis and his wife Jamie, who's not with us tonight, and then myself run the NPK stuff, and then we have a couple other bracket sleds that do some NHRA stuff too.
Okay.
I think we have 7 total that run some points races and stuff like that.
Does NHRA have a point series for the sleds?
Through our home track? Through our home track, we have a points championship.
Okay. Just at Brainerd. Okay.
Yeah.
Now that point series through that has rules compared to what you guys are doing with the Outlaw stuff?
Yeah, we run with the pro bike class in like sportsman race.
Oh.
And it's all bracket. It's all bracket with the bikes. So
do you make any major changes between the two with your sled?
We run totally separate sleds because we could run our pro mods because they still meet bracket rules. It would just be any of the national stuff we would do if we actually had a pro mod class anymore, but that's not really around anymore. So
Right. That's cool. Did you guys, Louis, I asked this question for you. I got one more question before we get off tonight. Where you guys are at, the excitement of doing No Prep Kings this year, the full 7 races, having a point series. Are you excited, or do you see that this could grow into something really big as far as your outlaw class of drag sleds here?
Oh, I think we're all very excited about it. Looking forward to being there, seeing everyone, and yeah, we're wanting it to go even bigger. All right, the sky's the limit.
Nice. Before we get off, any parting words? Any shit talking? I know the Street Outlaws No Prep Kings way is to do some shit talking. So if you guys got any,
Travis, you want to race my wife for $500? I think she'll kick your ass.
Let's do it. Right off the trailer.
Right off the
I ain't
trailer.
got it
Neither
together
sled's
yet.
been
I'll
down
put
the
it together
track.
and I'll put it together in Missouri.
Right
We'll
on.
try it. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
there we
I
go.
don't back down.
Friday night, right off the
Friday
trailer.
night. Right off the trailer.
I never back down from a race, so let's go.
Right on.
Hell yeah. I look forward to it, guys. I'm excited for you guys. This is cool stuff. I appreciate you all coming on here tonight. I know how hard this is to get 6, 7 people on here at one time. And everybody's busy. I know you guys don't have the big sponsors yet, so I know it's hard getting from race to race. 7 races is a lot. It's a lot of traveling. But I believe I'll be at probably every one of those you'll be at. I'll be at. So I'm definitely gonna come say hi to you guys.
Sweet.
Take some pictures, do some social media stuff with you guys. So it'll be cool. But again, I appreciate you guys coming on. Hopefully the fans get a little bit of taste from this video, and also on the live stream this weekend, get a much bigger taste of what you guys really do. So
Yeah, for sure.
good luck to everybody
Right.
this weekend, and I will see you on Friday,
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
See you Friday.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. All right, people who are still on, I appreciate y'all hanging in there. And coming on to learn about a little more about the drag sleds. I'm really excited about these guys just because I'm from the north here and grew up riding snowmobiles and stuff like that. So what they're trying to do along with the No Prep Kings stuff is pretty cool. And I'm excited. It's gonna be cool to see those guys out there. What I wanted to do tonight was do a recap. I know I usually do this as a separate episode, but I want to do a recap of last week's races if I can, real quick here. First off, I want to do a shout out to all my sponsors: Martin Motorsports and Richard Rowe, Nate Saylor Racing, Bad Intentions Racing, Kai Kelly Racing, Howe Motorsports, Jay Taylor Motorsport, Clay Cole Racing, and new supporter 187 Customs, Sean and Finnegan 82. That's a hilarious comment right there. Yeah, we got to Louis. That's Birdman's brother Louis. That's funny shit right there. So let's do. I'm gonna do a recap of the Empire Dragway race. So there was 22 invitational cars. The points were changed a little bit from what they were supposed to be. So, and Vita is on it right away. Let me get my tab up here so I can see what we got going on here. But so the points were changed a little bit. I think they used the first 3 races and thought about the points format and thought maybe they would change it up a little bit to make it more logical. So how it works is Friday night is the qualifying round. You get no points at the qualifying round. Okay, no points. Now, if you win on Friday night in the qualifying round, you advance to the winner's bracket. If you can make your first race in the winner's bracket, you are awarded 10 points just for making that race. Every round you win after that, you get 10 more points. So there's 4 rounds in the winner's bracket. You start with 10 points. And if you win it all, you win 50 points. So Justin Swasser won 50 points. Kai Kelly went out in the first round, so he was awarded only 10 points. So how it works for the second chance bracket is Friday night is the qualifier. If there are not 32 cars, which we have seen so far not being 32 cars, let's say there was 22 cars. That means 11 people went on to the winner's bracket, and there's 11 people left. Well, they have to fill the winner's bracket. They want to have 16 cars in winner's bracket. So with there being 11 cars left, they did a second chance, as you call it, qualifier on Friday night. So that means everybody who lost on Friday night in the first round of the qualifier got a second chance at making the winner's bracket. 5 of those cars went on to give it 16 cars, and all those guys who showed up to the race in the first round and their car was able to race received 10 points. Now, the second chance bracket, there was 5 cars left. There was actually 6 cars left, but Dominator crashed Friday night and he was not able to make the race on Saturday. So because he was not able to make the race, he did not earn any points for Saturday. But Scott, Bobby, Jerry, the other guys, they earned 3 points for getting in the second chance race. So Saturday comes around. If you race in the first round, if you make the first round winner's bracket, you'll receive 10 points, and then 10 points every time you win after that. If you make the second chance bracket on Saturday, you will receive 3 points for making the first round, and then 3 points for every time you win after that. So as it goes, Justin Swanster won 50 points because he won the Invitational on Saturday. And then Scott Taylor, because there was only 3 rounds of racing in the second chance race, he earned 12 points. Now, if there's a full 16 car field in winner's bracket and 16 car field in second chance bracket, the winner of the second chance bracket will end up winning 15 points. Originally, it was supposed to be 5 points per round for a total of 25 points, but in my mind, it was too high. It was too much because I think you were giving too much credit to the people who lost in the first round. But they reduced it down to 3 points, and I think that might be a good number to move forward. So that's what it is. As you know, Street Outlaws will always have 1.5 and double points races at some point in the season. I know there are plans to do that. So later on, towards the end of the year, they will have those, and it'll get interesting. But so that's the points bracket breakdown. It's really, really simple when you think about it. If you can race in the first round of the winner's bracket on Saturday, you get 10 points for showing up to the winner's bracket, and then 10 points every time you win. Second chance bracket on Saturday, if you show up with your race car ready to go and can race in the first round, you win 3 points. And then every time you win after that, it's 3 more points. So that's the points breakdown. It's different than last year, obviously. I know what Kai, you were watching the live feed, Kai brought up 10 points for just showing up. That's what he meant last year, is that everybody who showed up got it everybody who could race in the first round of the Invitational got 10 points just for getting to the Invitational. So let's see. I'm gonna try to see some comments here before I continue on. Logan, I feel like the racer that lose in the qualifier but still make the winner's bracket shouldn't get the full 10 points. Yeah, well, I'll say this, and I don't disagree with that, Logan, entirely. But I hate to they do a chip draw, so luck is involved. But when it comes to like any competition, I always try to I don't like the side of luck. I wish there was no luck involved in anything, and just the real fastest person won. So if it on the qualifier round, I don't remember who matched. Let me look on the qualifier round. If there's 2 fast guys in the qualifier. So like on Friday night in the first round of the qualifier, let me see here. Who was a good matchup? So like Robin and Kayla raced each other in the first round of the qualifier. Now, Robin won, beat Kayla, but those are 2 really fast cars, and it is possible in the future that 2 of the fastest cars on the property could draw each other in their qualifier round. Now, as the fans go, as the competition goes, you want to see the fastest guys race each other on Saturday. So in this case, giving Kayla a second chance to get in the winner's bracket, I think it's cool. I think it's the best thing to do. Now, obviously, if you don't win that second chance race to get into the winner's bracket, obviously then it's just not your weekend. But it is the luck of the draw sometimes, and you can have two beasts you draw each other, and you're like, man, I wish both these guys would make it into the Invitational, for the best competition. So I don't entirely disagree with you, Logan, but I like to see the fastest guys race each other. Chris, I think this is going to be like 20 top cars, same cars every week, turning it into a series like NHRA number 36 cars showing up trying to make Invitational. Yes, Chris, I agree with you on that. I don't know about the 20 number because so race number 1 we had 25, race number 2 we had 24, and the last 2 races we had 22. There are guys like that are going to be racing this year that haven't raced yet. I know this week for sure, 100%. Nate Saylor is going to be racing in Missouri, so you add another car to that. Guys like Chuck Seitzinger missed it because of family, because of his dad. Alex Laughlin obviously races in a different series as well, so he missed that race. Remember that was a rescheduled race too. It wasn't on the schedule. It was rescheduled because of the rain out. That could be why you saw only 22 cars. But guys like Nate, Alex, they'll be there this weekend. I expect this weekend in Missouri to be the most cars we've had this season. I expect there to be probably, I'd say at least 26 to 28 cars. I'm thinking this Saturday, this Friday and Saturday. So let's see. All right, let's get into what I wanted to get into here. The results from this past weekend. So the qualifier round, Friday night, we saw Ryan beat Bobby, Daddy Dave beat Dominator, Lizzie Musey beat Jeff Lutz, Jimmy Taylor beat Jerry Bird, Paige Coughlin beat Jim Howe, Robin Roberts beat Kayla, Sean beat John Odom, Doc Love beat Chris Rankin, Disco Dean beat Scott Taylor, Justin Swanstrom beat Birdman, and Kai Kelly beat Giuseppe. So the winners bracket. So Saturday winners bracket. In the first round, Robin Roberts beat Daddy Dave, Disco Dean beat Kayla, Jeff Lutz beat Chris Rankin, Jim Howe beat Doc, Lizzie beat Paige, Giuseppe beat Kai Kelly. Giuseppe and Kai have been going back and forth this year. It's pretty interesting. Sean beat Ryan. That was a big first round matchup in the winners bracket right there. Two of the fastest guys. They're going to be the two of the fastest guys on the property every weekend. So to them draw each other, that was a big win for Sean. He's the real deal, man. Justin beat Jimmy Taylor. Second round invitational winners bracket, we saw Lizzie beat Disco. Robin Roberts beat Jim Howe. That was a big matchup. Jeff Lutz in his new Mustang that he may or may not own or rent or something. We just know it's pro charged, and Jeff Lutz has been kicking some ass this year. Jeff Lutz beat Giuseppe, and then Justin beat Sean. Semifinal round, we saw Lizzie beat Jeff and Justin take out Robin Roberts. And then in the finals, we saw Justin Swanstrom beat Lizzie Musey. Justin earned his 5th Invitational Series win. He posted a stat today, which I had known about, but him and Ryan Martin are the only ones to win an invitational event every single season they've raced in. This is Swanstrom's 4th season now, so it's pretty impressive, man. Justin Swanstrom's always been a guy who can win a race, always. Like every race they go to, you can count on Justin having a chance to win it. With Justin, and Justin's finished in the top 3 twice now in the past 3 years ago and 2 years ago. Last year he struggled a little bit until the end, but I will say this: if Justin can get his consistency down, if he can be more consistent, he's going to be a real threat to win a championship this year. I promise you that. He's always had the capability of winning a race. But his thing has been consistency. So if he's got a brand new car, they seem like him and Pops, Corey, they got that stuff straightened out. It's ready to roll. He didn't make the greatest passes, but the final pass he made was a great one. So that's all that matters, man. Skills involved, luck's involved. The right tuning's involved. Everything, there's so many variables, and he put it together, man. So congrats to Justin. That's the second time in the finals this year. The first time winning an invitational. So congrats to him. It's his 5th of his career. And then the second chance bracket. So let's see. Second chance bracket. We had On the first round, Jerry beat John Odom. Scott Taylor beat Birdman, and Bobby Ducote had the bye. I saw a stat I posted. Bobby's had like 3 buys this year. I'm going to call him the Bobby the Bye Ducote or something like that. That guy's got the chip draw on lock this year, man. He draws the bye every time. It's always in the second chance bracket, but he's drawing the buys. And then the second round, Bobby beat Jerry Bird. Scott Taylor had the bye. And then in the final round, Scott Taylor beat Bobby Ducote. Scott won his second chance. Sorry, I got a phone call. Paying attention to that. Scott won his second chance victory of the season. I don't know if that's something to like. I mean, sure, you are going around, so it's something to be proud of, I guess you could say. You might have not made the invitational winners bracket, but you did go a bunch of rounds. You did have consistency in your car, so congrats to him. He got himself 12 points, which is better than going out in the first round. So essentially, he did better than everybody who lost in the first round in the winners bracket. So you can look at it that way. So shout out to Scott. Good to see him winning. I hope he wins the invitational winners bracket event this year. That'd be awesome to see. He's never won one, so hopefully it happens for him this year. That'd be great. Yeah, Chris, I'll definitely second that, man. A lot of the racing, as you can see in the Street Outlaws live, when they got that cool drone, there were a lot of close races. The first couple of weeks, you couldn't say that. A lot of guys were breaking stuff like that, but this past weekend, man, the racing's back, the competition's back, and it was really close racing this past weekend, so it was good to see. James Jones, why the hell all the guys that never qualified quit showing up now? I'm not sure what you mean by that, buddy. I know some of the guys who aren't racing No Prep Kings this year have their reasons. There's a bunch of reasons. Everybody has their own reason of why. But anyway, so that is the recap. I did post the points. I want to post that up. Let's see. So this is the points totals for this season so far. Justin Swanstrom, like I said, is the leader right now with 50 points. Lizzie Musey's in second with 40. It's unfortunate for Lizzie. If you heard the live feed, she is getting some cancer treatments in Germany, so she will actually miss the next few races. Not sure how many, but we wish her the best of luck, of course. And treating her cancer is more important than her racing. So we need her to be good. Hopefully everything works out amazing for her with her treatments and she comes back better than ever and the cancer is gone. That's what we all hope for. Third place, we have a tie between Robin Roberts and Jeff Lutz. They have 30 points. And then we have a 4-way tie for fifth place between Sean, Giuseppe, Jim Howe, Disco Dean. Scott Taylor is in ninth. And then there's a bunch of people tied for 10th, including Ryan Martin and Kai Kelly. So that's week number 1. This is your recap on so far this season of all the winners and losers of each, or winners and runners up of each race. So far we've had 4 different winners of the winners bracket: Jim Howe, Sean Ellington, Ryan Martin, and now Justin Swanstrom. We have 3 different winners from the second chance bracket so far this year. We've had Alex Laughlin, Scott Taylor, and Jeff Lutz. So those are the recap of that. Back to this. That is my recap. That's all I wanted to talk about for last weekend. Dave just says no. What's up, Dave? Buddy, how you doing? Hey, Dave, when are you going to drop the turbos and go back to Pro Charger? That's what I heard. I just saw a lot of comments that Dave should do that. So that's why I wanted to bring it up to him. I don't think he should do that, but that's what all the fans think, Dave. Can't give up on turbos yet, Dave. Come on, man. So this week they're racing at Flying H Drag Strip, brand new dragway in Odessa, Missouri. From what I've seen in the videos and pictures, it looks amazing. It's a brand new strip, so it should be amazing. So this is the second points race of the season. I'm gonna guess, if I would put money on it, that we will see the most cars this week that we've seen this season. Now, the first race of the season, we had 25 cars in Maple Grove. I just have this feeling we're going back to the Midwest. I know a couple guys for sure are going to be there that haven't been there yet this year. Alex Laughlin doesn't have a race this weekend. He will be at Odessa. So I feel like we're going to have probably the biggest field we've had so far this season. I think we'll do that this weekend. I'm in Odessa. Like I said, maybe like 26 to 28 cars. I think could be more, maybe. But for sure, I think that'll be the number. So that'll be good. Be a good number for the series for sure. Yes, we'll have no Lizzie. I'm sure there might be some other people not making it, but Street Outlaws Live will be live again. If you haven't paid attention, they are live. Basically, they'll be live every Friday of the race at 4:30. Whatever this week it'll be Central Time, 4:30 Central, and then Saturday they'll be live at 1:30. The race doesn't start till a half an hour after they're live, but if you like to watch the chip draw and all that stuff and hear Boosted talk about the event and the rules and all that stuff, points and everything like that, tune in when they go live. They're live on YouTube. It's called Street Outlaws Live. Make sure you subscribe to it and click the bell. That way you will get a notification every time they go live. It'll come up to your phone or your laptop, whatever you're on. So make sure you click that bell too. On a side note, I will be at the race this weekend. I have not been to a race since Maple Grove. As most of you know, I'm in Wisconsin. So I had to be at the first race in Maple Grove, but then they stayed on the East Coast, and I didn't want to fly to the races every weekend. I got kids and stuff and work. So, but Missouri is only 9 hours away. I'm making the trip, drive down there. As of right now, the weather looks kind of spotty, but I'll tell you this: New York looked like it was going to rain the whole weekend, and then all of a sudden it just rained Friday, and the rest of the weekend was beautiful. So let's hope for a good weekend of racing in Missouri. It's going to be in the 80s, low 80s, I think. So it's going to be, for me, it's going to be kind of warm. I'm looking forward to it. I'll be at the races. Expect me. I'll give you guys a pit. I'll take photos of everybody who's in the pits. I'll probably do that Friday morning. To show you who's all there. Give you a car count. And then probably Saturday morning, I'll probably go live around the pits when all the fans start to get there, to give you a look at all the fans and stuff like that. Maybe do a couple little interviews with the guys. I do have something planned, a new little segment I want to do that I'm going to record, a little game. I'm going to try to get some of the drivers to play, a little question game. Should be fun. Shouldn't take too much of their time up, obviously, because they need time to work on their cars and to meet the fans. So I'm not there to take up any of their time. It's just a cool little game we can probably play that'll get probably some good views and some good laughs on Facebook, stuff like that, and YouTube. So I'm gonna try to do that this weekend. And then also, I know I've talked about this in the past, and I get private messages all the time when I'm at the races. And I'm sorry, I'm so busy always trying, I don't hardly look at my messages when I'm at the races, but I will make a post. Whoever's going to the Odessa race this weekend, I'll make a post on my Facebook that I'm going to be hanging out with so and so in their pit for the next hour or two. You know what I mean? And just so that I can meet some of you. I know I talk to you guys online. I get private messages from you, but I'm always all over the place at the races. So I'm gonna try to have like a whole little home base, probably with one of the drivers, that I can, just come talk, say hi. I love to talk to the fans. Love how passionate you guys are. So come talk, hang out. Vita, hopefully I see you at your race, one of the races this year. Vita, probably one of the down south races. But yeah, speaking of t-shirts, I'm gonna bring. I have a few t-shirts left. I didn't do a order this year, just because I didn't really. It's kind of a pain. The whole t-shirt thing's kind of a pain in the ass. But I do have some sizes left. So I think I'm going to get with Track Hustlers, KY, and we're gonna do like giveaway at the races this weekend. So look out for that. Give away a t-shirt or something like that. But appreciate you guys coming on. Those who watched the Sleds, those guys are pretty cool guys, man. They are just starting to get their their season kind of kicked their series that they do kind of kicked off, man. It's kind of like it reminds me of like Street Outlaws, No Prep Kings when it first started. You know what I mean? So these guys are cool. They're from the Midwest, the North Midwest up here. So talking to these guys feels like I'm talking to a friend or something or a family member. So you'll get to see these guys live this weekend, Friday and Saturday nights. Pretty cool, man. In my opinion, it's up there for excitement of watching these guys. These guys fly in those sleds, man. And if you ever rode a snowmobile or even rode anything similar to a snowmobile, man, you can imagine going 150 miles an hour on a drag strip. It's pretty intense. So those guys got big balls. So shout out to them. But appreciate you guys coming on. I want to do the recap tonight because I am busy the rest of the nights, next couple nights, and then I'm going to Missouri. So appreciate you guys. Tune in. I'll have all the updates. I'll go live, all that good stuff. So I'll see y'all soon.